Yeah. Yeah, no, Mike's setting up a trap downstairs right now. Yeah, there's like nobody we can call, so we're just gonna try and set up a trap and catch the thing for ourselves. We can't live with this thing anymore. Yo, noob, get down here, I'm done! Oh, I gotta go. Alright, let's see this trap. What the hell is this? He's a ghost. Yeah, but what the hell does that have to do with... What the hell is this? Well, as everyone knows, ghosts love Swiss cheese. No one knows that. And since we didn't have any, I drew a picture of Swiss cheese. And blammo! Instant baited trap. He goes for the cheese, the rope is pulled, he's trapped forever. He can teleport. I know, so I lined the box with tinfoil. I highly doubt ghosts can pass through tinfoil. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Alright, so Sonic Month has kind of gotten off the rails this year. I think it's been more than 2 months. But it's not my fault, okay? I've been having a ton of computer problems. I had problems recording the footage for this video. I was feeling a little under the weather for a while. And there's a psychotic doll haunting me. So this video today is gonna cap it off. I've been toiling around with this idea for a while, so I figured this episode, let's finally do it. Today, we're gonna be looking at a bunch of random Sonic fan games. Fan-made games have been around for a long time, and you can find fan games for basically every franchise there is. Mario, Zelda, Spyro, even... Big Rigs, cough cough. And with the absolutely gigantic and sometimes straight up insane fan base for Sonic the Hedgehog, you can bet that there are quite a few fan games for it. Way too many for me to talk about them all, or even a fraction. So I'm just going to talk about a handful of them today. And I didn't exactly cherry pick these either. Most of these are pretty random choices. Seriously, there are enough that I could close my eyes, reach my hand out, and I'd probably find one. So let's get started with a game called When Tails Gets Bored. Well, with a name like that, I'm sure it's gonna be exciting. And I mean, look at it. This is basically AAA quality. So you start off as Sonic and... Well, I guess that's the game. I had 3 lives, but apparently it glitched and took away all 3 when I died a single time. Alright, let's try this again. You start off as Sonic in a level very reminiscent of Ice Cap Zone, except that it's not fun. This game seems fairly old, which explains the pretty standard graphics and honestly pretty bad control. Controlling nothing like a real Sonic game. It basically controls how you probably expect it to just by looking at it. You stick to the ceiling when you jump into it, you have no momentum to your movement, the works. But you know, it's fine. Something tells me that this game wasn't exactly going for Sonic game realism. It was probably made by a single person, and I'm pretty sure that it was a joke. Oh hi Tails, why are you yawning? I'm bored. What? Well, it's obvious. Look at the time. Yeah, but I was supposed to... I talked to Matt about you better get him to make my game. You wish. Literary genius. Oh boy, the lights are off. Tails decided to turn off the lights. And he did, I guess, because I can't really see anything. This is a real fun time. This game is definitely a troll. Just a giant troll on anyone who tries to play it. Oh, this is agony. This is pure agony. You just run to the right, you reach the end, you jump up, fall, and then do it all over again until you run out of lives and have to play the ice level again. After playing this single part for like 10 to 15 minutes, I finally figured out that these red dots are used to indicate that there's actually a hole there that you can fall down. Yes, I know, I should have realized it sooner, I'm an idiot. This definitely makes the level easier. Until right before the end of the level where there's a random hole that you fall down that isn't indicated with red orbs. Oops! Oops! Guess I should have known! Oops! Okay, I finished the dark level. It's done. I found Knuckles. Yes, that is supposed to be Knuckles, don't ask me. And now apparently we're getting a shoe for Knuckles. 'Cause Tails took it. Because he's bored. Oh! I get it! Alright, I'm gonna check the options. I'm gonna see if I can give myself more lives or continues. Oh, you can. But even the options menu is a troll. It's not even a menu, it's a level, with the same bad controls. I know I said before that I can't really complain. It's a joke made by one guy. I don't care. I'm getting frustrated. I can't even turn the lives up to 5. I can't jump up here. I'm holding right. Why am I stuck? Now I can't jump. I'm stuck here. Why am I stuck? No, I don't want to turn sticky keys on. When the hell does anyone actually want to turn sticky keys on? I'm nearing the end of my rope. I doubt the end of this game is worth it anyway. Probably just Tails saying that he's bored again. It's not even easy to leave the options menu, or level. In order to even leave the options level, you have to platform all the way up to the top and... I will kill you. Okay, I'm done. I don't have the time for this. And also, I mean, it's not worth it. This is stupid. This is really dumb. I think even the person that made this game would admit that it's stupid beyond belief. I think that was the point. Moving on. Now we're playing a game called Sonic World, version 8. And this game actually seems promising, but controlling it with a keyboard and mouse is just the worst. I can't do it. So I hooked up a controller and set it all up, and all the buttons are wrong. It says to press A to select and X to go back. But in actuality, X selects and A does nothing at all. And when I got into the actual gameplay, the controls were completely messed up. I couldn't do anything properly. The start button makes him punch. I mean, why would the start button be used to punch, in all honesty? So I hooked up a PS4 controller to my computer, and finally, it was still completely messed up. Eventually, I figured out how to properly map the buttons, and I finally got to start playing the game proper. And the game is actually pretty good. Actually, it's really impressive. There are a crap ton of levels, and granted, a lot of the assets are lifted straight from other Sonic games, duh. And also a few of the levels are straight up recreations of older levels, but still, this is an impressive number of levels. And most of them are original, taking place in the same locations or whatever, but they're newly designed levels. Oh, and you can play as a ton of different characters too, and they all control slightly differently, having different speeds and different jump heights. Some can homing attack, some can glide, some can fly, some can double jump, some can suck and not be very much fun to play as. The gameplay is very reminiscent of the Sonic Adventure games and Sonic Heroes. I mean, that much is evident, there's a team system and everything. The levels are well designed and they're fun. For the most part. Like in the Sonic Adventure games, there are several different styles of gameplay. Or, well, technically, I guess there's only two styles of gameplay. Regular levels and the mock stages, where you're forced to keep running forward. Like in everyone's favorite game, Sonic 06. But every level has 5 missions, just like in Sonic Adventure 2, such as beating the level within a time limit, collecting a bunch of rings, killing all of the enemies, etc. And some of the regular levels have different sets of missions. Treasure hunting levels are back. There are levels where the main objective is to kill all of the enemies. There are boss battles, and levels that are more open and based on exploration. These levels aren't as good. The boss battles are kind of lame, the enemy fighting levels are a bit boring, the exploration levels are okay, they're not bad, they're just not quite as fun as the reach the goal style levels, and the treasure hunting levels, they're treasure hunting levels. I think that's enough said right there. The mock stages might be the worst in a way. I mean, they're kind of fun, they're designed pretty well, and they're definitely better than they were in Sonic 06. But boy howdy are they glitchy. The frame rate would constantly get worse and worse as I played. I'm not sure what triggered this, but it might have been that it got worse every time that I died and tried again. And the worse the frame rate got, the worse the turning controls got. It quickly got to the point where I couldn't even make the simplest of turns, which would lead to me dying more, and then it would get worse and worse. I'd fly off the level, run straight out of bounds. I went to where no hedgehog has gone before. But I persevered. I dealt with the terribly glitchy controls and I kept going. And then, after much struggling, I saw it. The light at the end of the tunnel. The ring at the end of the path. The ending of the level. I ran towards it and Sonic went right through it. Didn't trigger the ending, and then he clipped through the wall and died. Good times! The other levels are a lot better, but even they have the occasional glitches. Are you doing okay there, Sonic? I'll just leave you be. And how about here? I don't recall the character Bean the Dynamite ever being able to fly, despite being a bird. Well, bam! There he goes. He's flying, baby! And he just keeps going. And going. Yeah, this does not stop. He'll just keep flying up forever. And the game did crash on me a couple of times, which, you know, is bad. There may be some glitches here and there, even on the best levels, but this is a fan game, and on top of that, it's still updating as time goes on, so it feels kinda cheap to complain about it too much. I mean, I'm sure they're constantly ironing out issues like these, so the game is still really impressive. Oh yeah, and you may have noticed a second ago, Bean the Dynamite is a character you can play as well as the other characters from Sonic the Fighters. They included so many characters in this game, like a lot. More than you would expect, I guarantee it. Mighty, Ray, Emerald, Marine. They even included Tiara from the cancelled Sonic game, Sonic Extreme. And Honey the Cat, who was only in a single game. The 2012 re-release of the arcade game Sonic the Fighters. She wasn't even playable in the original version, only in the 2012 version. They are getting real obscure with these characters, and I love them for it. This is awesome. This is like every character. I mean, I'm actually having trouble thinking of characters that aren't playable in this. I mean, I guess I can think of a few, like Cream's mom, but characters who are too tall or human can't really be included as playable characters for obvious reasons. But they are included in the gallery, just to look at. Oh, actually, I guess you can play as some of the human characters. Wow, this is really, really hilarious. But anyway, playable characters that aren't in it yet. Maybe villains, like Nephilis and Infinite? Oh, never mind. I guess just Infinite? Hell, I'm sure they're working on him as we speak. Okay, I gotta get more obscure. Gotta think of something. I'm honestly struggling here. Oh, Lumina and Void from Sonic Shuffle. Void! They've just gotta add in those classic characters. Alright guys, I gave you the idea, so start working on it. I'm expecting Lumina and Void to be playable in the next version. Chop chop! But anyway, there are a ton of levels, a ton of missions, a ton of characters, the game is appealing to look at, and the bottom line is, it's fun. This game is just fun. And there's a Chow Garden. Wow! Did I mention that this game was impressive? Cause it is impressive. I hope I've mentioned that enough, but in case I haven't, I should mention it at least a few more times. This game is impressive. Sadly, I did not spend very much time in the Chow Garden. I don't have the time to raise Chow right now. But from what I can tell, it's very similar to the original Chow Garden, and if that's really the case, then it is impressive. Here's the bottom line though with this game. When it comes to how much there is to do in this fan game, I don't even have the time to play through every level and mission. I really don't. I have more games to get through for this video, and we need to move on, like now. And I haven't even played half of the missions. Oh, but before I stop playing, it seems that I've unlocked more characters. Team Robotnik. Huh. Is Metal Sonic on that team, maybe? Oh god, oh no, no, moving on. We are done with this game. Next up is a game about Big the Cat. I never thought Big the Cat would be my savior, but here we go. Next up is Big's Big Fishing Adventure 3. Okay, if there was a Big's Big Fishing Adventure 1 and 2, I don't want to know about them. Take that, Sega. The fans made a Big the Cat fishing game before you did. Hello? Sir, it turns out that a fan game was just released called Big's Big Fishing Adventure 3.
What? They beat us to it? Oh, now the market is oversaturated with Big the Cat simulators. There's no point to making one anymore.
Actually, this was originally an April Fool's joke, so I'm sure it's going to be quite ridiculous and hilarious. Part of the joke was that they claimed that they are working on a full game and that this was just the trial. So if you play this trial and find yourself clamoring for more, you're going to be waiting for quite a long time. I've got to admit, this music is catchy. I think it's original music too, and it's good. So apparently after his absolutely huge appearance on the Space Colony arc in SA2, Big's just sort of living there now. And this huge thing here is his new computer. The plot is, he's making a video game. Him and Froggy, that is. And the way that he uses a computer is, I mean, just genius. Hit it with a fishing rod. And get this, the next thing that happens is that Froggy runs away.
Hold on, Froggy, I'm coming!
Immediately after, you run into Eggman. Wow, Eggman is speaking some truth right here. Eggman seems really upset about something. So not only is he on the Space Colony arc for some reason, but he's also angry, almost as if someone's betrayed him. I should probably ask him what's up. Have you seen Froggy? People liked my last game. Are you talking about that LCD game? What? Oh, huh. It is real. What an obscure reference. I doubt even the people at Sega remember this thing. God, Eggman just really digs into poor Big. But at least Big seems stupid enough that nothing ever seems to faze him. You're washed up. Your game will suck. God, Eggman, I have never been more on your side. So this whole game is pretty much Big walking around looking for Froggy. Big shocker there. And talking to various characters. Knuckles and Shadow argue about whose game was better. Eggman tries to lure Big to the dark side. And Sonic? I don't know, he's there. Use the transporter or the space plane. I'm thinking space plane, much more convenient. There are a couple mini-games thrown in to spicing things up. The first one that I played was this one. It's Flappy Bird. And boy howdy, I've never played Flappy Bird, and I now know that I hate Flappy Bird. You wouldn't think that passing 15 gates would be that hard, but my god is it difficult. This took me way longer than it should have. There's also a maze game, which is literally just you navigating through a maze, like on the back of a cereal box. And a fishing game, of course, fish for Froggy, the flashbacks, oh god, I'm flashing back, oh god. Luckily, it's a million times easier than it was in Sonic Adventure. Whoa, Shadow, a little too close for comfort there, buddy, back off. They ask me which of their two games is better, and Big has an amazing answer for them. They were both good. No, they were not. Oh, Big, you are not smart. Well, since there's no where's Froggy option, I guess I'll answer truthfully. Eventually, you follow Froggy into the Mystic Ruins, following everyone's directions, since apparently they all keep seeing Froggy waddling around, and yet none of them decided to catch him for me. So let me get this straight. Froggy traveled off of the Space Colony Arc, through Station Square, got on a train, got off at Mystic Ruins, and then traveled to a river? This game is very funny. It is really funny, very self-aware. And I beat the game. I am the best. And I've gotta say, best Big the Cat video game that I have ever played. Presentation-wise, it's actually really well made, especially since this was just meant to be an elaborate joke. The sprites are all of very good quality, the backgrounds as well, and they even made a bunch of music remixes for it and then posted them on their site. They even made a couple of songs that aren't in the game. These songs were treated as previews, as if these songs would be in the full game. And they made trailers for features and minigames that aren't in the trial. Once again, as if they'd be in the full game. This is just so much effort for an April Fool's joke. That is commitment. So yeah, this game was fun. In its own way. So for the last two games, I figured I'd pull from the amazing library of Flash games on Newgrounds.com. Alright, obvious sarcasm aside, Newgrounds is a great site, and it's home to tons of amazing animations and games. But there's also a ton of crap, and I thought it'd be funny to play some Sonic fan games from here, so let's do this. The first game was actually a recommendation from a friend of mine. He seemed pretty adamant. Sonic... Inflation Adventure. It looks interesting, to say the least. I'm just gonna say here that there will be some strong language, and this game has a mature theme. So if you want to skip this, well, I'm sure this masterpiece, then just jump to this timestamp. I will not judge you. In fact, I kind of wish that I could do the same. Alright, I'm not gonna stall anymore. I really hope that this isn't as gross as I'm imagining it's going to be. This is the first screen that greets us. I have to admit, I was expecting different from a Sonic game. It looks like it's going to be a visual novel like the last game, but the quality is a lot worse. I mean, you'd think that taking a picture of a bedroom wouldn't be too difficult. I mean, here, I'll show you. See? Boom! Perfect quality, with no effort at all. As for the story, it's nothing to write home about. I wake up in an unfamiliar room in a body that isn't mine. I've mysteriously transformed into Sonic the Hedgehog. My admiring of my new body is cut short though when I get an unexpected text from my friend Knuckles. I am understandably confused and decide to see if Knuckles can help me figure out this whole me being in a different body thing. Knuckles is pretty abrasive, honestly, and wants to head out to the casino to pick up chicks. Here's where I as a player have my first choice to make. And neither relate to how I'm in a different body, at all. I have to admit, this is where I'm starting to lose my immersion a little bit. I say yes to his offer since I do have a bit of a gambling problem, and Knuckles is very excited. I just gotta go get my gloves and my lube. In retrospect, this line should have been my second warning that this game might not have been as innocent as it seems. My first warning being the description of the game on Newgrounds. Oh, I am not feeling good about this. So the two of us arrive at the casino, and as Knuckles' hat indicates, his intentions are to party. And here I was worried. Oh yeah, and I want you to remember that this game apparently takes place in 2006. It'll be important later. It's at this point that I'm approached by both Amy and Rouge, and I have to decide who I'll spend my time with. I'm still a little worried that something unpleasant will happen, so I pick Amy. She is showing me peace signs after all. She asks me how my night is so far. Keep in mind that at this point I'm still the innocent man you once knew. My will was strong, blissfully unaware of the horrors just around the corner. And I get yet another choice. And this is where my spirit was crushed, maybe to never come back again. Reluctantly, I'm choosing the vinyl tubing option. Maybe it'll be interpreted as a joke? Oh, who am I kidding? Wait, she finds it funny? Maybe my approach to women has been completely wrong this whole time. Alright, it sounds like I'm in! The conversation continues until I'm left with the closer. Oh no. Oh god. Why? 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 Why am I playing this? Alright, well, there's no real choice here, so let's just do this. I take her home, she compliments my house, tells me how much she loves me, and The world would be a better place if everyone was just like you. You know, maybe she has a point. Nope, you're wrong. You are so wrong. So wrong. So Sonic sways Amy into doing some, let's just say, private things. And then...
Hi there, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog, and welcome to my inflation adventure.
Oh, thank God, a cutscene. There's a montage filled with some pictures of Sonic characters. Inflating. I'm gonna spare you guys the sight of these by blurring them out, but other than that, any graphic activities that happen between Sonic and Amy are thankfully skipped over. My precious soul is saved. And then what comes after the cutscene? Well, it's pretty weird. An Ace Attorney parody. Now, not only has Sonic been ruined for me, but not even Phoenix Wright is safe. Apparently Amy was inflated to death. I'm still super glad that I didn't have to see that. And now Sonic is being tried for murder. And maybe this is just me, but since Sonic is the defense, shouldn't Shadow be the prosecutor and Eggman the judge? I don't know, maybe it's the facial hair, just seems more fitting to me. And you know what? It seems like some actual effort was put into these parts. The graphics are slightly more pleasant to look at, and you even get to grill the defendant, Sonic's very own son himself. Tails the Hedgehog. I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Did I miss a video game at some point which revealed this? My name is Tails, and I'm Sonic's son. And is Sonic the Hedgehog your dad? Yes, I'm his son. Well, he is under oath, so I guess it's true. So Tails starts to tell his story, and it is my job to try to prove him wrong. His first statement setting up the date. But wait, he says that the year is 2020. Oh, I have him on the ropes now. For you see, earlier I had you remember when Knuckles confirmed that the year was actually 2000 and not 2006. Bam! Irrefutable evidence. I'm gonna hit him with everything I've got. Objection! Damn it, not Sonic. You're always 3 steps ahead of me. So this continues on. There's some honestly fairly funny dialogue. And then I am sent to prison. But luckily I have a friend on the inside. Oh no. Alright, well, with death imminent, this turns into an escape game. Now, I have a bit of a gripe with this because there's actually only 2 locations in which I can click. If this really wanted to be a true escape game, there should be more areas to investigate. But, I mean, this was way more than I was expecting already, so I won't be picky. And just when things are looking their most grim, I'm given a balloon, and there's only one logical way out of this prison. This cutscene just keeps going, by the way. It goes from Sonic inflating out of the prison to a speech which is clearly lifted from a much better game.
We need to pass the torch and let our children read our messy and sad history by its light. We have all the magic of the digital age to do that with. The human race will probably come to an end sometime, and new species may rule over this planet. Earth may not be forever, but we still have the responsibility to leave what traces of life we can.
Wow, that was a deep cutscene. I think I get it now. My eyes have been opened to a part of life that I had previously just turned a blind eye to. My worldview has seriously changed. It's like this game screamed a message at me, a message that I needed to hear. I have horrible taste in friends. So, in conclusion, I think that this game does what it set out to do. It's weird and kind of unpleasant, especially in some areas, but I guess I'd be lying if I said it wasn't funny. Honestly, this game changes up its formula so much that I truly think that the creator of this game meant for it to be a comedy. There is no way that this game was made earnestly. They were trying to be ridiculous, crass, random, and funny. Hell, right after the cutscene where it makes a pretty big deal out of revealing the title, it immediately switches to a completely different game. That comedic timing can't be accidental. But even with that somewhat praise, this game was still kinda gross, and I will definitely never be playing it again in my life. My speedrun record was 2 minutes and 33 seconds. On to the next game! Please. This is the last game for today, folks. Sonic Inflation kind of broke me, if I'm being honest. I am outside my comfort zone today. From the illustrious Planet S Games, Sonic in Yoshi's Island. So I can either play the director's cut or the original version. Let's go with the director's cut. Oh no. It's like that Tails Gets Bored game, except maybe even worse. You run so damn fast, on a dime, you just take off. This is just really bad. I can't talk about it. You can see, right? I'm constantly getting stuck on walls, sometimes I get stuck in the ceiling, just wow. And there's no music, just the loud, piercing sound effects, constantly, forever. The only music that this game does have is in the menu, and it's from Super Mario World. They couldn't even take the music from Yoshi's Island? And just look at all those red potions. God, I remember how good the red potions were in Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo. They were just the best. And all of the white pillars, they were great too. Why isn't any of this stuff actually from Yoshi's Island? Seriously, Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario World? And why in the ever-loving crap is Mario so big? This is not the scale, I'm calling shenanigans. I reached this part near the end of a level and it says not to press J. Oh, it started the level over again. I shouldn't have pressed J. There are several different, I don't know what to call them, game modes. I hate to call them that because they are not different modes. Sometimes you're small, meaning that you can jump a little higher. That's it. Sometimes you're spin dashing the whole time, meaning you have different sound effects, and that's it. There's reverse levels, where you may think by looking at them that the controls are reversed. And while that would be pretty annoying, it would also be too different and unique for this game to accomplish. So no, the animations and sound effects are reversed, but otherwise these levels are exactly the same. What is the point? The only time it really switches things up are for these giant levels, and I'm pretty sure you can tell by looking at them that they're nothing special. Oh my god, they finally started using some assets from Yoshi's Island! And it looks just awful. Oh, a room with just coins in it. Is this finally the end of the game? Oh, no. No, it's not. This game goes on for way longer than it should. Finally, I beat it. The end. Well, while I'm here, I might as well look at the original version. If that was a better version, then I'm a little scared. Just a little bit. Oh god. It's a whole other game. It's not even just the other game, but slightly worse. It has new levels, a bunch of random clip art thrown everywhere, and it's a lot harder. God, this is bad. This is just as bad as the last one. In fact, it's worse. How is that even possible? And I forgot to move my cursor. God damn it. I don't even want to know. Well, I'll give it a tiny bit of credit. It has a supersonic level at the end. This is so exciting. And then an epic final boss. You shoot at him using the Enter key. You move with the arrow keys, so shooting with the Enter key is not comfortable at all. I'm actually amazed that you managed to play such a shitty game, and beat it. You are one of the very few. Congrats. How do you feel? How do I feel? I feel like I just wasted 25 minutes of my life. How is this one even worse than the inflation one? I was pretty sure that that would be the worst one today. But no, this is the game about Mario and not the game about inflating Sonic characters. I think I need a psychologist. I think I need to talk to someone. Okay, well that was rough. With a few exceptions, I probably didn't pick the best selection of games for this video. There was a lot of trash. But it was still fun, and a good testament to just how many Sonic fan games there are. I mean, I could do 100 of these fan game videos, and I still probably wouldn't run out of games. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, and you want to see me do another one of these next year, then let me know in the comments. And also let me know if you have any suggestions for Sonic fan games that I can do. Noob, get down here. I caught him. I caught the little bastard. There's no way. Wow, I cannot believe that actually worked. Told you it'd work. I was totally right about the tinfoil. I mean, good job, Mike. I gotta say, honestly, good job. And you are sure that he won't get out of there, right? Yeah. Yeah. There. Well, still, good job. Well, that's one less thing to worry about. Finally, that Tails doll can't bother me anymore. My haunting days are over. I should do something to celebrate. Maybe I'll play a good game next time. Maybe. I'll see you all then.